Hello everybody and welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back with another book review, and a rather late one at that. But I finally had the time to finish the last book in Phase 2 of the High Republic, Path of Vengeance by Cavan Scott. Phase 2 as a whole has been such a unique and fascinating tale. Learning how the Nihil came to be through the Path of the Open Hand and the Path of the Closed Fist is really something that you don't expect. Obviously, with where it falls in the timeline, you can guess that's where it's going, but to see it happen is still very shocking. Path of Vengeance is a remarkable story that ties all the questions together from this chaotic time in the galaxy. The phase was so short, and they still managed to handle 3 major events that happened throughout, all of which affect the lives of everyone involved, all because of the Path of the Open Hand. Now, I'm not a very big fan of backtracking through books to get all of the characters caught up to speed, but I didn't mind it in this case. We see the Battle of Jedha mainly in the comics and the audio drama, but seeing it pretty clear cut from the Path's point of view is what sold me. Knowing that they will do whatever they can to get away with this mayhem is just wild. I've never had a character within a book drive me up the wall before, but the entirety of the Path of the Open Hand, primarily the mother, really got under my skin. The way they just explain how they think the Force works and how no one should use it just really irritates me, which is why I love them as a villain choice. I will say the biggest shock from this book is Marta being almost haunted by Kevmo Zink's death. I don't think this was a Force ghost per se, I really just think it was the guilt in her mind. Always hearing him whisper in her ear throughout the book really gave a creepy tone to this part of the story. But it also felt like a karma moment. She believed that Kevmo should be dead because he manipulated the Force, and now her own guilt is eating away at her for it. There's so many characters with that level of inner turmoil throughout the series that it's no wonder that all of these events went out the way that they did. Another great thing about Path of Vengeance is Matea Cathley's involvement in the main story. A character that we see the most of in the comics takes the stage front and center in a lot of moments in this book that show her character's growth coming together perfectly. And the way she really just wants to learn what's going on with the Path and the Nameless is perfect, simply because Maddie loves to talk, but when it comes to this, she wants to get straight to the point as fast as she can. And it's important to remember that all of this just builds up throughout the 500-page book, that it really only blows up within the last 100 pages. You can feel all of this pressure rising to the surface throughout the story, and then it finally explodes in devastating ways, including a rather twisted ending with our number 1 baddie, the Mother, with the Nameless turning on her, leaving her in ashes just as she had with so many Jedi. I was not expecting it, but to make it more wild, that she's also the sister of Jedi Olivia Zeveron, and the whole reason the Path started was because of her. Olivia was picked to be taken into the Jedi Order while the Mother, or Alicia, was left behind. It may not seem like such a massive reveal, and it really felt a little lackluster since we don't see a lot of Olivia throughout Phase 2, but the fact that all of the chaos and destruction that comes in Phase 1 and soon to be Phase 3 is all because of the Jedi is mind-blowing. They didn't pick Alicia, so she vowed to punish anyone who uses the Force. Just seeing how the chain of events plays out makes it feel so master-crafted, and it reminds me of why I love the High Republic so much. Overall, this book was incredible, and it's also great to have another Star Wars book that runs over 500 pages. The way Cavan manages to tie all of this together while still leaving us with questions to be answered in Phase 3 is unparalleled. The characters are great and the action is non-stop, truly one of the best stories to come from the High Republic so far. But what were your thoughts on Path of Vengeance? Did you expect the Nihil to start this way? How did you feel about the Path of the Open Hand? And do you think Alicia's actions were just? Let us know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. But as always, thank you to everyone who stuck around to this point in the video, and we hope to see you again very soon.